The first area I'm going to be talking about in my precious metal business blueprint is positioning, and that's going to be the ultimate business belief transformer. And what do I mean by the ultimate business belief transformer and positioning for that? What I've seen so far in the industry, what I often see is a lot of people that come into the precious metals business don't have the right strategy and the right plans. They don't have the right mindset. And the consequences of this is when you don't have the right mindset and the right strategies and the right plan as part of the ultimate business belief transformer, it's very, very hard to really achieve what you want to achieve within the business and make a returnable investment. So if you've actually lent money from your investors, how do you intend to repay them? Because you don't have the right mindset. So your values and your goals are not aligned appropriately to ensure you can do something about that. So I often show my clients how to learn, know, and master the 5 steps required for them to really know what to do in terms of being able to develop a strategy and create a plan to be able to understand how to shift the mindset, looking at their ethics, their leadership qualities, and how they could be some sort of industriousness within themselves. So this helps with the ultimate business belief transformer. The second area we're going to be looking at is the responsible risk reduction analyzer, and that comes with risk. And what does that responsible risk reduction analyzer do? The problem I've often seen in the industry is a lot of entrepreneurs within the industry don't understand what risks their businesses face. They don't even know what the risks are. Talk less of knowing what to look out for and what not to do. So what does this mean, and what are the problems this can cause to their business? It can make the business go bankrupt because they are just one risk away from the business falling apart. So without knowing what risk to look out for and what to avoid and what to do, you're putting your business at significant risk. And what we have done so far is my responsible risk reduction analyzer helps my clients to master the art of understanding what the pending risk, the impending risk within the business is, so they can avoid that, so that doesn't become a problem. The next area we're going to be talking about is ecosystem. And what does ecosystem mean? What I've often seen over time, and what is very, very common, which is a big mistake that gets made a lot in the industry, is a lot of people don't adhere to specific ESG policies in terms of keeping the environment safe, keeping the ocean, and using the right chemicals and stuff for specific productions within precious metals. And the consequences of this is there's always a problem where a company becomes the company that flouts the rules for precious metals. They flout the rules, they flout the laws. And when you flout the rules, you're running the risk of being banned or heavily fined. And when the company is heavily fined or banned, they risk the problem of losing the trust of their investors, or even going under and going bankrupt, which could become a problem. So I have put in the socio-dynamic tracking template, which helps my clients know and master several ways, 5 different ways where you could look after the environment and ensure you don't run any risk or fall foul of any problems when it comes to the environment and looking after your environment. The next important area is compliance. And what's compliance about? Compliance is about being able to ensure you're following the right policies, the right ESG policies, the right WGC policies, the right DMCC policies, and the LBMA policies, just to ensure you're following them appropriately. And the risk of not following compliance is then you fall foul of the law and you're not compliant in specific areas, and once you're non-compliant, you lose your license. I have seen the biggest mistake here is I've seen lots of companies lose their permit, the mining and export license, as a result of this problem. So I've introduced the responsible sourcing recipe, and the responsible sourcing recipe provides the best way to ensure all companies know what they need to comply with, how to use specific checklists to understand when they need to be audited and what they need to audit themselves for to ensure they're really, really compliant. That's very, very essential in any business. And this has helped my clients to learn, know, and master how to comply specifically in this industry. The next specific area is the strategic wealth portfolio diversifier. The strategic wealth portfolio diversifier is quite helpful in terms of investment. Over time, I've seen the biggest mistake people have made over time is not knowing what to invest in or not knowing what area to invest. And the consequences of this is they're unable to secure the legacy and they're unable to provide that financial security or be able to diversify their portfolio over time, which becomes a problem. It becomes an issue. So my strategic wealth portfolio diversifier helps in terms of being able to give an outline required to all investors, entrepreneurs, corporate executives, or business owners on what to do, on what to invest in, and how to do this investment. The next important area, which is quite key, is operations. And what do I mean by operations? Operations is around luxury bullion delivery system and And how is this important? This is very important because the problem I've often seen is people haven't been able to understand what they need to do going forward in terms of understanding how the end-to-end cycle of the operation or business operates. It's very difficult for them to really understand how it operates. And when you don't understand the end-to-end life cycle of your business, you lose money and you're leaving money on the table. And what that does is the luxury balloon delivery systems gives you the help to really develop a plan on how to set things up, especially from a logistic angle, so you can move things from the upstream sector to the downstream sector, just to ensure you don't fall foul of any rules, you're in alignment with what you need to do, and things can happen with a matter of flow. The next important area is the quality hallmark assurance assessor. That talks about uniformity. What does uniformity mean? Uniformity is about understanding ways where you make the asset you've actually completed, or if you want to buy precious metals, you want to ensure you pay the right currency, the right amount for it. You don't want to overpay for something that is not worth that price. You want to ensure you can determine quite quickly what the prices are. And this is very essential. It's very, very key. The next is the supply chain. What do I mean by the supply chain? It's to really know the logistical angle, how to work with the logistic companies, the Transguard, the Brinks, the Loomis, the G4X companies that help you move the cargoes. It's very, very important in the supply chain. And one thing I've noticed over time is a lot of people are in the business, but they don't really understand how this really works eventually, because you've got to understand what price these companies do charge you so you can ensure it fits in with your overhead, because your overhead is going to matter at some point when you have to do the numbers together. That's very, very key. That's very important. And that's the supply chain. Thank you.